this is pretty neat. So I picked up the telephone, I dialed the number, and Bob answered the telephone. I said, well, there you go. And I said, Bob, this is David Sher with Sher. And he said, look, buddy, I'm really busy. I don't have time to talk to you right now. So I said, but Joe said it would be okay to call. I mean, I just was absolutely not prepared for the response. And he thought for a second, and he said, oh yeah, I promise you, I am in a meeting. Give me about 15 minutes and I'll call you back. And then silence. Of course, I suspected he probably wouldn't, but he did. He called me back about 15 minutes later, and we started talking, and he said, it was interesting because he said to me, I have a father-in-law who's in St. Vincent's Hospital in Birmingham, and he's in the process of passing away, which he ultimately did. And then he started telling me about his wife's sister, who's 44 years old, who lived with them, who has Down syndrome. So here you have a case of a guy who's telling me all his family secrets, and 30 minutes earlier, he was going to hang up in my face. What was the difference? We had a common friend. It changes all the rules when you can do that. And with LinkedIn, if you have the right kind of strategy and you spend a little time with it, you have the opportunity to get in touch with just about anybody that you want to, if you've done it right. How many of you have heard of 6 Degrees of Separation by Kevin Bacon? Well, I just want to give you an example because you may not have taken the time or know exactly how to look up your statistics on LinkedIn. But I have about 976 connections right now. They connect me to 175,000 people. And that 175,000 people connect me to 6 million people. And it's not just any people, because I've tried to build my network in such a way that most of the people, not 100%, but most of the people in the network are someone I know. So that if I ever have a need to try to get in touch with somebody, because they're constantly, I know all of you are asking these same questions over and over again. Who do I know at that company? Or if I only knew somebody who knew somebody. And with LinkedIn, you have the possibility to be able to answer that question. And then you can't overlook the possibilities of Facebook, because just about everybody is literally on Facebook. My partner, Phyllis Neal and I started this business to help. Actually, I started off training. That's how I started, and then realized that companies needed more help with just training. They actually needed to have people help them create a strategy of how to use social media. A lot of people think, well, if I have a Facebook page and I tweet and I get fans, that's all I need to do. And I can't tell you how many people have said to me, oh, I've got 1,000 fans. So what? What did you do with it to help it make people want to do business with you? So many people are missing the point. You have to have a strategy of what is the right social media for you, because your clients or prospective clients might not be on that particular social media site. And there are literally thousands of social media sites. There are new ones coming online every day, and they're all changing every day. LinkedIn just sent an update where they have a heavy integration with Twitter right now. And now you've got to figure out the strategy of how to kind of make that work, and that's what's happening every day. Facebook just changed all their privacy rules yesterday. So things are changing dramatically, and people and businesses need to know how to use those strategies. Most of the traditional media, big media today, is really suffering, and they'll never come back to the levels that they were before. They may come back in a little different way. And all of them are using social media to kind of get what they need to be. So my advice to you is that whatever got you to this point isn't going to get you to the next point. It's going to be a combination of social media, internet, because the fact of the matter is, let me just ask you a question. How many of you use the paper yellow pages to look up a business? Raise your hand. 2. That's twice as many as I usually get. The fact website, people may go to your website once, may never come back. With social media, because the search engines are all over those social medias, those of you who have a LinkedIn profile know that if you Google your name, and that's how most people find you, your social media sites will come up first, usually. And you have a chance to control that content in that social media site. You get to say who you are and what you want people to know. If you don't, you're just going to let Google randomly have people see what happens to come up. It might be good or it might be bad. Get out there and figure out how to use social media and get help with social media. You'll be much more successful. Thank you very much.